So I kind of look like that emoji, don't I? I don't think I'll wear these for the rest of the video. So we're going to be comparing the Sony XM4s, brand new, as ever. Links will be down in the description box below, against the outgoing XM3s. You can still buy both of these. These are around about £350 here in the UK, and these are about £270, I think. As I say, links will be down in the description box for actual prices, but which ones should you buy? Is it worth XM4s, XM3s as a price dropped? We're going to have a look at what the difference is between both of these awesome headphones. We're going to begin with the changes first of all. So from the XM3s to the new XM4s. So number one is connectivity. With the XM3s, you could only connect to one device at a time using its Bluetooth 4.2 connectivity. So if you wanted to connect to your smartphone, your TV, your MP3 player and a bunch of other things, then you'd have to unpair and pair and turn one device off. It was a bit of a faff. So with the XM3s, you could only pair one device at a time. However, with the XM4s, Sony has fixed this and they're using Bluetooth 5.0, so you can connect to multiple devices, 2 devices at any one time. So I tend to have these connected with my smartphone all the time, my smartphone and my TV, my smartphone and my laptop, my smartphone and my desktop. Absolutely beautiful, pairs effortlessly, a welcome upgrade. Number 2, the proximity sensor. So on the XM3s, if you were listening to music and you wanted to take these off to go do another task or something, then these would still carry on playing music. They wouldn't stop just because you took them off your head. However, with the XM4s, there's a proximity sensor on the inside of the left hand ear cup. So as soon as you take these off your head, they automatically pause whatever you're listening to, whether it's a video or music, pauses it. As soon as you put them back on your head, away they go. Absolutely beautiful. I don't even turn these things off anymore. I just take them off, and after a period of time, the headphones switch themselves off. Number 3, comfortability. The XM3s were comfortable and still are comfortable, but for long periods of use, I did find that I found there was pressure on the top of the headband here, just causing a little bit of discomfort. Now, if you've ever used the Bose QC Comforts, those are comfortable things for long periods of time. However, I did find with these XM3s, as I say, a little bit of pressure on the top banding there, and the clamping force on the sides of the ears, attributing towards that pain along the top. Now they've sorted this out with the XM4s. So the ear cups are a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, and the clamping force on the side of your head is not as great as it was on the XM3s, which means when you're wearing these things, there's less pressure on the sides and less pressure along the top. And I've been using these for the last couple of weeks, and I can confirm for long periods of time, we're talking over 8 hours of use, absolutely brilliant, do not hurt your head at all. Number 4, the speak to chat feature on the XM4s is absolutely brilliant. And you're going to say, well, what's this feature? Well, if you had the XM3s and you were listening to music and someone were to come up to you, start chatting, you'd have to cover the right ear cup so the ambient sound gets pumped into your headphones and then you can hear what they're saying. However, it looks a bit weird when you're constantly covering the ear cup just to listen to what they're saying, and the alternative is to take off their headphones. So with the XM4s, and if you've got the speak to chat feature enabled, all you do is start talking and it automatically stops playing, pauses whatever you're listening to. Again, does the same thing, pumps in the ambient sound around you into the headphones, and you can hear clear as day what someone is saying to you. You don't have to take your headphones off, you don't have to cover the cup. Absolutely brilliant feature, speak to chat. I use this mainly when the kids are playing video games or watching their own TV shows and I want to spend time with them, so I stay in the same room just to see what they're doing. And if they start to talk to me, these things are clever enough to know when a TV's on or when the kids are talking to each other. Soon as I start talking, then the XM4 speak to chat feature kicks in, pauses whatever I'm listening to so I can have my conversation, and then it resumes when I'm done. Now the resume time can differ, and you can set that to 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. So it can be a little bit annoying if you're having to speak a lot and it kicks in and then you have to wait for that 15 or 30 seconds for the music to pick back up again. But if you're not interrupted as often, only occasionally, I think the speak to chat feature is amazing. Number 5, almost like Booker T there. Sound quality and call quality with these XM3s was absolutely brilliant. Now, if you were to use these on their own, you probably wouldn't even notice a difference, to be honest, because the change is very incremental, very small indeed. But if you've got these side by side and you can take them on and off and see what's the difference between the two, the call quality and the sound quality on the XM4s is slightly better. I'd say a bit more deeper sound, more broader sound stage, ever so slightly on the XM4s compared to the XM3s. Particularly when you're on calls as well, you can notice that difference ever so slightly. As I say, some people may not even notice at all, but the sound improvement has been made on the XM4s. Those are some of the differences. Now the similarities, because they virtually look identical here, and you wouldn't notice unless you had them both side by side and you could touch them. The XM3s are a matte finish, but still pretty smooth and kind of glossy. Not as glossy as you would expect, but they do feel smooth, whereas the XM4s here, definitely a matte finish, and they feel a little bit better in my opinion. With both devices, you still get the same amount of music playback. So with the XM3s and the 4s, you get 38 hours of music playback with active noise cancelling turned off. And again, with active noise cancelling turned on both of these, you get 30 hours worth of playback. And that is true. I use these, as I said, for the last couple of weeks, and I've used these for the last 8 to 9 months, I think. And absolutely beautiful. That 30 hours with active noise cancelling turned on is true for both these headsets. The way you pair both these headphones is still exactly the same. So if you want to discover them, make them discoverable to other devices, you press and hold the power button. Once it goes past the power on phase, you're still holding that down, then it goes on to the Bluetooth pairing mode where it's discoverable to other devices. You think they could have improved that on the XM4s, where you don't have to hold down a button for such a large amount of time for it to be discoverable, but I'm nitpicking here, but that's still the same on both these headphones. Another thing that hasn't changed is charging them while using them. You can't do it on both of these. So if you're charging them, they'll turn off, and that's the same for both the XM3s and the XM4s. Again, a little bit annoying. You think they would have improved that with the XM4s, so you'll be able to listen and charge them at the same time, unless you want to use the 3.5mm audio jack, which is again the same on both. A little bit annoying. I'd like to charge and use Bluetooth connectivity to wirelessly listen, please Sony, for next time. I definitely recommend you download the companion Sony app for both these headphones, as you can change little things like the active noise cancelling, whether or not you want it 100% there, or you still want to hear some of the ambient noise around you, so you can turn it down to 50% or 20% or whatever. Beautiful. You can update the firmware on both of these, which I would definitely recommend, because as the XM4s are pretty new, Sony are releasing firmware updates for these, and you can change a bunch of other things like the bass boost. I use the XM4s in excited mode because I don't like the bass to be too much thumping in my head, but I still like to hear it to be there. Still the same for the XM3s. The companion app is fully featured, and you can mess around to your heart's content to personalize the music to the way you listen to it, rather than the way someone else has programmed these things to be. I'm not an audiophile. I'm just a geek that likes to listen to music and take the occasional phone call. Yeah, people still make phone calls while I work. So this is a comparison between the XM3s and the XM4s. So which one should you buy? Well, it solely depends on your own circumstances and the way in which you're going to use these headphones. If you're someone that's only going to be connected to one device, you're not bothered about connectivity, you're only going to use it for short periods of time maybe, and you're quite happily fine with taking your headphones off if someone comes up to you to talk to you, then get the XM3s. Absolute bargain. I think they're £100 cheaper than the XM4s at the moment. So XM3s, you won't be disappointed. And the noise cancelling is like sick, absolutely amazing. So, but if you're someone that wants to be able to work and take phone calls, as I say, I connect these up to my smartphone while I'm working, listen to music through my laptop, or work and listen to the audio from my laptop, and then the phone call comes in, it just seamlessly connects and puts a phone call through. XM4s. The XM4s are slightly more comfortable, so longer periods of time. If you use these for, as I say, I've used these for 8 hours plus, and they're absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever. As I say, cups are slightly thicker, a little bit bigger, less clamping force on your head, and the headband's been sorted out, so definitely more comfortable. Get the XM4s, you will not be disappointed. Both of these have awesome sound quality. and unless you got them side to side, you won't even notice. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below which one you prefer, which features you take benefit of. As I say, speak to chat on the XM4s is amazing. I love that feature. For me, being surrounded with my kids, and when they occasionally randomly ask me a question, I don't have to take the headphones off, just start talking, boom, away you go. Absolutely brilliant. So let me know in the comment section what you use, if you use different pairs of headphones, which ones you have you tried these out in a store, yeah, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, have a wicked day, and I'll see you next time.